G'day friends, welcome to day 10 of Inktober 2017. I'm a third of the way through, so that gives me really good feelings about getting the 2/3 of the rest done. So math is finished for today, but let's just talk about the piece. It's called Celestial Malkia. And I told you before, I was just going through the internet searching for synonyms at this point. So, malkia is a Swahili word for queen. That's the definition that I got from the internet, and it is the internet, so who knows if that's true or not. But, yeah, I just wanted her to be the celestial queen. And funnily enough, I was going through the internet, a dangerous place. It's just such a black hole of, like, irrelevant information sometimes. But I found the Urban Dictionary definition for this word too, which is so weird because, I mean, Urban Dictionary, you can just upload your own definition of things, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but it made me giggle a little bit. This is literally word for word what it says. Someone who acts dumb, but us usually smart. She claims to be ugly, but she's actually pretty. She makes people laugh and smile, and she is very artistic, and she can sing a little song. So that still gives me a bit of a giggle, because I'm sure we've all run into people that believe they're super duper ugly and could probably realistically walk for Victoria's Secret. So that just gave me a little bit of a giggle, and I just wanted to include that in there, because Urban Dictionary is just such a random place to find definitions for things, but, you know, it wouldn't be the first time I've done it on this channel. So just a little bit of the backstory, and yeah, I wanted to go on a few rants today. First rant, I'm not having Steve back. He stole way too much limelight, and no, Steve really did want to be in more of these, but the nature of, you know, him going to work, I couldn't really get him involved in all of them. That's why we had him over the weekend, so I'll try and bring him back for a few more. Let's just see what he says. I know that he really enjoyed it. He felt like he was a radio personality having his own podcast. So yeah, let's try and get Steve back at a future date. And today, I wanted to address something that I've received so many wonderful comments about, and that is the intro. It was so funny. I don't typically do anything special for an intro. I usually just pull a clip and from the actual video and put it at the front with my logo over the top. And for this, I wanted to just try and up my game a little bit. It was going to be a series of 31 videos, so I thought, well, you know, let's just up the production value a tiny bit. So it's just so bizarre to me, because some people think I actually spent a lot of time on it and that I really put a lot of thought into it. I just knew I wanted that ink to drop into water. That's all I had an idea for. I grabbed a scrap piece of paper that I had stuffed up on the other side and quickly sketched out Inktober. I taped it onto the wall, and that light bulb glass bottle was from a tea place down the road. Well, like, they do ice cream and bubble tea and all that kind of stuff. I got a big bubble tea in it, and I've been obsessed with that light globe glass, so I've been keeping it around and just, like, drinking from it daily. But I thought, oh, that's a really cute prop to have in there, because it's an interesting shape, and that'd be fun to see fill up with black ink. I filled it with water, and then I just got a little pipette and dropped the ink in, and I filmed the thing, and then I honestly think it's the music that sells it, but yeah, it was such a random feat of engineering to try and get that bottle up. If you knew what was going on, even if you look closely in the intro, you can kind of see it's on a stack of things. That's a stack of photos. That stack of photos is on the Tim Holtz little, what's it called, that little cutting platform, the slicer, you know, that little guillotine. It's on one of those, and that itself is on my washi tape box. It was seriously some Cirque du Soleil type balancing act that I had going on, and I had to keep my hand out of the camera because it was casting weird shadows, but you can see the pipette kind of at the top of the screen too. So I'm so pleased that you guys like it, because for me, I'd done it a couple of times, and I couldn't keep wasting water. I felt so bad because we're in a drought here, and I thought, this is already extra that I'm doing this. So I only did it a couple of times before I said, you know what, I'll settle with that. It is what it is. People can see that I tried, but I'm really thankful that you've mentioned that, because it was yeah, it was really funny to try and put together. I'm not a Hollywood, you know, blockbuster editor. I don't really up the production value of the videos a lot, because I don't really see a need to. You know, you're just watching me draw most of the time, so there's no real need to splice in a billion different cuts and edits. It would be great, and I wouldn't stop anyone if they wanted to offer that service to me. But yeah, it can be expensive to hire editors and stuff like that. And of course, because it's a specialized skill and it takes a lot of time to learn that and perfect that, and it's just so boring. I mean, if someone asked me how much I charge for editing videos, I'd up that price so high because I just can't be bothered sitting in front of the computer all the time. So yeah, just a little bit of backstory about that. I'm still using that purple hairdryer. I did consider getting a heat tool, a heat gun, but I priced them, and I know even with the coupon at Michael's, it just kind of seemed like I was already getting it done with the hairdryer, so I didn't need to change the wheel at this point. Reinvent the wheel, rather. I just thought I'll stick with a hairdryer, and it's fine. I'm kind of already living on the edge, just putting the ink straight onto the paper, so why not live on the edge and run the risk of blowing all that ink away in bad ways? I thought, you know, let the hairdryer be its own challenge this month as well, so I'm going to stick with the hairdryer as well. A little bit about this little lady. I've been loving doing the swatch dolls. Honestly, at this point, whenever I'm stuck for a little bit of inspiration, I just go in blind with a swatch doll, and I think it really, really works out. And this one, I wanted to make this cute little African-American girl. It was really difficult, but also a fun challenge to try and get the tones right so that it would read well. And I also wanted to give you more of that ink, like that ink pulling, that ink just like running through the water, because I know you guys like that as well. So I thought this was a really, really fun one to do, and especially that afro. I love the scenes where that ink just goes nuts in the afro. So yeah, a slight little rant I will go on. I will absolutely go on this rant. I have a problem with art supplies being labelled flesh or, you know, skin, like the colour names, because they're typically very, very pale pinks. And I don't, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, come for the whole arts and crafts community, but just as a little disclaimer, if anyone out there is listening and you name colours, please just know that skin tones come in such a wide variety of colours, and that it puts me off a little to see a really light pink named, you know, nude or flesh, because that's not everyone's reality. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I don't know if a lot of people consider that a lot of the time. So I'll stop that rant there, because I don't need to get into any kind of, you know, racial sensitivity. But yeah, that's my little weird thing I wanted to share today. So thanks for watching the video. I'll be back again tomorrow, and until then, enjoy the close-ups. Bye!
Wish that I could stay, wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind, and though I know that there is nothing to find, you're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight.